Let's look at the first 2 minutes of play. We are in possession. We decide to play out from the back, which is one alternative. All right, so it's a good touch by Biscuit. On this side of the park, we've got our setup the way it's meant to be. So that is the weak side of the park. On the strong side of the park, we are missing a player. So Mimi, you should drop here in front of Beckett or in an area so that you can actually be reached by a possible vertical pass. So that's one issue. The other issue is obviously they are, whereas you played it to an area of the park where they're overloading, as you can see, best solution would have probably been to fake the pass to Biscuit and instead go to Jamil and make sure that our left back, in this case, Dilu, would drop a bit more. But that is always, ifs, buts, could be, and so on. But in my opinion, Weza would have played it on that side. But anyway, now as we progress, so this is nothing. This is just a general setup. What worries me is the fact that in the change room here, we spoke about making sure in here that we are nice and ready to go out and, on the board, everyone fighting. We are playing out from the back, therefore we got to be careful. First time, I think we are in possession in the game, and have a look at what happens. So Biscuit needs to go long because no one is providing access here. There are no options. One option could have been a Corey, but obviously it would be a 3v1. So it was good in this case that Biscuit went long, and we got Maxi making a 30-meter run, which is great. Goes and overloads our wide area on the right hand side. I have to say stop and does what I would like Dennis to do very often. And Dennis will have a discussion about that. And we had a discussion on Monday night. This is actually what we are not doing enough. So create support to our wingers, right? Now I'm asking the wingers to go through, which they never do. We always end up just trying to woofer in, which, okay, that is one option that could be done. But in this case, it is actually pretty good. So there's going to be what we called an unloading type of support. So the ball will be unloaded. Great. And great. But we decide to go with a first time touch. Again, why? Why do we just have to waste? Why don't we just retain possession and obviously create support? So in this case, we are expecting we got a 2v2 and the other players that are supposed to link are just sitting. In this case, we are sitting behind a possible passing lane, Mimi. And John, make up your mind. Either you stay or you go and provide support. So as you can see, this is just to start, right? I could go on for hours and hours, but obviously the whole approach is wrong. So we put in the ball, we kick it out of the way, and the players are so far away, we have no one that made a run in here, right? We are just static. And we spoke about it on Monday night. 2v2, everyone else is too far away. So the ball is played and obviously lost. And mind you, we are on the second minute of play. Okay, look at this. So Beckett gets it. So much for being ready for the beginning of the game, not giving an inch. This is instead what happens. Eaten alive, gone, because we have to dive in. They combine quite well. Dilu gets beaten. Mimi had got beaten. Ball in behind. And anyway, the guy gets a shot on target and Wes saves it. A few minutes later, we want to play the ball. Great. So Wes calls it. Biscuit responds. We are on. We should be moving. We know what to do. We practiced it. It's not a great pass, Wes. It's not, but that's all right. Now, the problem we've got there straight away is the following. The ball is played. Dilu, what are you doing here? You should be opening up space, not going towards the ball. So big mistake. Then we should be having a player here and another player here to receive. So Lindsay, too slow in getting into your position. Actually, that position from here, you should be running here. So to provide that possible vertical pass. Sorry, Mimi. Right from the beginning, you're walking. Next passage is very important. We are almost on the 10th minute of play. This passage sums up our first half quite a bit. So we got a throw in. Corey presents. Well done. Well done, Maxi, as a number 9. Look at this. Beats 2 players. Great work there. Plays the ball to Mimi. Mimi could play it a little bit earlier, but ball gets caught. Ball should be played to fit Mimi in this case, but that's all right. So ball is recovered by Westgate. Julius turns Corey, but Corey doesn't let him go. Right? Keeps working on him. Good, Corey. You've got him. Still screens. Corey screens everyone as per plan. I've got 2 holding midfielders here. I'm shutting down their quick counter attack. Even Mimi drop, which is great in this case. So we are well covered. Very well piece of transition. We've spoken about transitions this week on Monday night. They don't know what to do. They have to go backwards. Now, this is the problem here now. Okay, we've got the situation is that of ball not covered. And obviously, 1, 2, 3, and whoever is missing here, 4, needs to drop quicker. And that could have cost us a lot. Especially Dilu, be careful. Yes, we're stepping up. As Jamil stepped up and Dilu kept the line up, you are doing the opposite, and you are going to be playing their forward, their onside, and obviously the ball goes in behind. So we are a little bit under pressure here. Dilu dives in and gets beaten. Fortunately, Saint Jamil comes to town and saves us. He actually tells the team not to do that anymore and gets upset. We got some players that are not responding to our siege. 1, 2, and 3. We are waiting for the remaining of the squad to get us out of trouble. Subsequently, there's an example of our mid-block press. In this case, the ball is already in play, so it is a little bit difficult, but we are not doing it properly. Now the ball is played to the keeper, so Maxi goes. The issue is here in the middle of the park. Corey is instructing, so Lindsay should absolutely go on Beckett there, on Melvin, and sort of stay with him because he's another option. And then Corey, you decide, either you tell Mimi to go on this player and you go on him, or vice versa. All in all, we had 2 players taking care of 1, and we still allowed a 2v1 here in the middle. So again, Corey, you're instructing it, but with Mimi, work it out. It's an interesting situation. We are in the right shape. I'm actually quite happy. The start is right, but there's a lot of players that are already, 1 is walking away, 1 seems already tired. So the ball is played. In this case, John, you got to make up your mind. No man's land. You can see that he's going to be the target. You got to go on him. Lindsay, it's taking care of Beckett. It's 2v1. Mimi, you're walking. This should be your area of expertise. You should be covering this player. Very static. He gets beaten. Could have been dealt much better here in the middle of the park. Lindsay as well. Something positive with Mimi in the first half. Some good help at the back. There's a free kick. Mimi stays in. Helps us at the back. That's good stuff. Mid-block press. We got almost everyone in place. And they still go from one side of the park to the other side of the park within a few seconds, almost creating a goal scoring opportunity. And not good enough. Now, Maxi does what it's meant to. The rest of the players react quite well. Okay, they are actually not doing a great job. So we've got pretty much everything set up. I'm worried about here. John, you go and do you're going to go and mark your player. You know that he's about to receive the ball, which is normal. Obviously, the other three should, come across, and we'll do that. But this is what happens. John, as a defender, you want to play seniors. This is not on. But anyway, this takes place. He goes away. You try to recover. Ball is played outside. Jamil, you lost your player there. Fortunately, they didn't score. But Jamil, I'm expecting a little bit more from you. Okay. So we eventually he fell over, but that was very, very close. Another mid block press example, actually quite good. We got them covered, right? So good, 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 good. Good position here as well. No problems. That's exactly what I would want you to do. Well done. What happens next, though, is a bit of a problem. They are able to play 1-2, and they shift the ball across. That's to be expected. It happens, right? Good oppositions will shift the ball across, but we need to react differently now. Have a look at these. Now, Mimi, you cannot leave. If you go, there's a big hole in the middle of the park. You've got him under control. They're going nowhere. That was going to be Max's job. So let's not improvise. We've got a plan. We've got to stick to the plan, because otherwise the following can happen. You run, consuming energy. You're not going to get it here. So you left your player free. John, again, make up your mind. So 1-2 by them. Look at that. John, you gone. Mimi lost his player. And off they go. Fortunately, they don't do much, because we got Lindsay coming back that puts pressure, forces a bad pass, and we eventually recover the ball. We are on the 18th minute of play. Throw in for Westgate. We are defending quite well, and we eventually recover the ball. All right. Outside of the foot, Mimi gives away the ball. Quite naive and careless. Take a touch, because this is what happens when we give away the ball in the middle of the park. Or we never know what could happen, as certain players are still walking on the other side of the park. There's troubles, and luckily enough, we clear it. So be careful, boys, on what you do in the middle of the park. Otherwise, these things will happen again and again. Subsequently, we collect the ball and give it to Mimi. We spoke about that very briefly last night at training. Mimi is in a good position to be given the ball. Excellent. And this probably sums up his game. Look at what he does. Look at how he cleans one of the best players in the competition. This is the strength we have in the squad. Completely leaves him there. However, what happens next is bizarre, to say the least. All right, he's got one and developing two options here. Watch. So that could have been a 1v1 with the keeper, with Maxi. And again, another touch, and he wants to play the ball out wide. We are on the 21st minute of play. All right, we have, John, a couple of options. We could play fit, and we could also play fit. But instead, we always go for what I indicated to be, in my opinion, the wrong option. which is just woofing it forward. And this is what I'm trying to fix in this squad. It seems to me that some of you want to play, you want to represent the club, you really want to be in a senior environment. But then when the pressure comes and you are up against a good opposition, as soon as you get the ball to your feet, you just want to pump it forward because you don't want to run around, and or better, you just don't want to be exposed. That is one problem. So in fact, we just kick it forward with basically no hope. But you know what? Ball is out of my way, not my problem anymore. That is unfortunately the attitude I'm seeing. So the ball is given back to the opposition. They recover it. John intervenes. We recover again. And again, long ball straight away. All right, he saw Mimi saw an opportunity. Probably not a bad ball. Their back four is a little bit out of shape. That option cannot be criticized. But again, what do? We tried before a long ball, and the ball was kicked back. Then we recovered it, and then we woofed it forward. And now what are we going to do? Again, bang. We just kick it forward again, and you know what? Ball is given back to the opposition. Continuation of that. Very interesting still. Ball is won by Grima. We keep it on the ground. We give it to Mimi. 1-2 there in the middle. Nice to see. Ball is played out wide. Great. We create the 1v1. Then he has the opportunity to beat the player, but it's difficult. But it's still 1v1. Throws himself on the ground. Tries to fool the referee. But watch the next few seconds. Watch carefully. I got one player already on his knees. And another one still on the ground. Look. And while on the other side, we've got a 3v3 developing. Someone else will recover the ball again. Another interesting situation. We are well set. We create a situation of ball covered with Maxi. John does his job. Well done. We recover. We keep the ball on the ground. Nice exchanges. Mimi has the ball. So we've recovered the ball in his area and we can now counter. We got quite a few players now ready to receive the ball. We got Dennis that will make a run. We got Maxi that will make a run. And we got Grima there as well, ready to make a run. We have given it to Mimi, which is one of our best players. But Mimi decides to take on the world by himself. Look, again, so many options. But he wants to do it himself, wants to do it himself, wants to do it himself. 3v1, what are the odds, Mimi? Just, put your head up and play the ball. Release the ball earlier, because this is eventually what's going to be happening, especially when you're targeted and they know you. So please, messages, release the ball. Play 2 touches, Mimi. Win the ball and release. Something we spoke about last night or Tuesday night at training. Throw in. Nice 1-2. Excellent. I mean, this 1-2, you left 2 players. This is how good they were, right? They made mistake too. So well done. You can play football, boys. It's just the next option you take, John. As discussed last night, keep coming into the box. Don't release the ball too early in this case. You got time and space in front of you. I know you're under pressure, but calm down. Play your game. Because this is what we do. Such a great move. We got 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 players ready to receive the ball from you. But instead, because you release it so early, bang, right? You could have gone down the byline. But anyway, it was a good move. Again, Mimi, same problem as outlined earlier on. You get the ball, you want to take on the ball by yourself. I mean, there are 4 players here. You put yourself in this position, you're not going to do it. You're not going to be able to go through 4 players by yourself. What are the odds? What are the odds? Please, Mimi, release the ball earlier. Be a team player. Successful mid-block press. Very well executed by most of you. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, we got the run. He's covering, cutting the angles. Maxi, well done. We've got everyone doing their job. Almost very well done here. A bit tighter, but we've got him under control. This is near perfect. Very well done. And in fact, what happens is we win the ball. And we've got it. We can counter. Do you understand what I'm talking about? This is often very difficult to be proven. Look how much space we've got. Mid-block press. We win the ball in here and we can counter. Unfortunately, what we do next is wrong because we take the wrong option. We want to do everything by ourselves instead of releasing the ball earlier. Eventually, from having won the ball back, we just give it away by committing a foul. Release the ball earlier. Can we please play football? We recover the ball. Excellent. We've got options here. We can start again. We got 1, 2, 3 players that would provide a better option. I know he's looking for the ball, but still, we always resort to a long ball. Can we keep it? Can we try to play football? Something very positive. Very well done. These are the free kicks that we should be taking, or this is the way we should be taking these free kicks. He's pretending, ball in the middle, touch. Very, very dangerous. All it needs, it's a deflection, but boys, do it again. This is actually very, very, very well done. Mid-block press, properly executed to start with. We're a little bit late here, Grima, but that's all right. So he will make that run. Well done, Maxi. Yeah, so we are properly set up, almost properly set up. We got a 1v1, 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 and we've got almost every single player taken care of. Just maybe be careful because this player is now behind you. You are being attracted by the trajectory of the ball, but don't forget your prime task is when they are playing out is to take care of the player. You are man marking until we win the ball back. And same thing here, Lindsay. Be very, very careful because watch what happens. They do 1-2, and our 2 central midfielders that are in the middle of the park doing their job have lost sight of their players. So Melvin will go around him, and same thing, Mimi will lose his player. So what happens is the following. And off they go. So just be aware of it. Until we recover the ball, we should be positioning ourselves in a situation where you can see your player, marking him, and see the ball. Don't just be attracted by the ball. It's called being ball watchers. And I'm sure that you can improve on it. I'm sure you've all watched this several times. But let's start. We are in possession. And Wes is about to kick the ball long, which is fine. And in fact, it proves to be quite good. Okay, in this case, we put in a cross. It's still, I'm always a little bit skeptical about that being our prime objective when we get the ball down the wing. But in any case, as you can see, it was one option. We took that option. The ball now is rebounded. And because it's being rebounded, they are counter-attacking. quickly too. Now, Corey comes to the rescue. He's actually played tactically, strategically, a very good game, I must admit. Hopefully, Corey will keep doing that for us. He follows his player. Not only follows his player, but he understands the 1-2 and continues working on that transition. So it helps Dilu in this case. Now foul, he fell over, we recover. Look at that. Now we've got the ball. And you know what happens? Probably don't even need to watch it to show you, sorry. We force it, but John, beside the fact that you might have been told to push up, but this is your area of expertise. And you know exactly what happens next. I don't have to show you. But John, for the next time, just keep in mind, you need to react a lot more quickly. The game changes. We are pressing, as you can see, because we've just conceded a goal. So we are pressing very, very high, and that's fine. And in fact, we force them into making errors. So this is a stupid square ball they play across the park. This is to tell you how limited they are too. And they're second on the table, and everyone feed them. So we recover the ball. Again, Dennis, we got a better option here. But again, the first thing you do, you just want to woof it. Please, Dennis, try to find an alternative to your game. It will only result in a better outcome, because otherwise we keep just doing that. Another example, mid block press, well executed. We got him under control. Mimi, again, you got a player behind your back. You should be positioning on this side so that you can see the ball, the trajectory of the ball. You have space, and you are also marking your player. In this case, you're being attracted by the ball and you're forgetting your player. And again, it works. We get the ball. Again, as predicted, I told you, in most cases it's mathematical. Mid-block, we win the ball, and now we've got space to develop our offensive action. Not everything can work. In this case, Mimi bad touch. But the setup of this mid-block press was actually pretty good. And we've been doing that quite a bit. So we are improving in that regards, and we are winning the ball very, very often. Well done. Almost the end of the first half. We win possession. Lindsay, release the ball earlier. Lindsay, same thing for you. Please release the ball earlier. You could have released that earlier here. And again, start of the second half, quite a good move. Nice combination play, ball on the ground, down the wing. This relates to what we were discussing on Tuesday night. We create the 1v1 down the wing. It was good combination to get us into this position. And we need to ensure that players attack the ball in the box faster. We need more presence in the box. This player crossing it now, as you can see, will not find many players ready to connect with it. It was still a good chance, as you can see, because the keeper made a mistake and had, I think, Lindsay. So that's exactly what I meant on Tuesday night. The situation develops further. John gets the ball, has two options, takes the most difficult one, and the ball is intercepted, and there's a quick counter-attack. I'm quite happy with the reaction of the back four. Well done, Jamil. It needs to be praised. This is something we really improved. You see that you are the first one to react. West comes, and we win it back. Follow. Nice exchange. Well done, Mimi here. I like this kind of stuff a lot. Nice exchanges, ball forward, back. We head back. And now the next should be into space. And this is why last night on Tuesday we practiced, as you remember, dividing the pitch into 3 corridors. And the rule was once you've been in the wide area on one side, I want you to be able to then switch it to the other side. And that's exactly why we do certain things, right? With logics. In this case, ball should have been played, I think, Lindsay, on that side. Instead, we become a little bit stubborn. We want to stay inside on the strong side of the park, and this makes it very, very, very difficult. And eventually, in fact, we lose possession. Now, Grima was waiting here, unmarked. We want to do too much there. Release the ball earlier. Go from one wide area to the other. Switch play as fast as possible. Dulu, I'm very worried about this stuff. You're looking for the ball. The ball is played to you. It's our free kick. Uh, I wouldn't even call it a bad touch, but you are standing. The problem with a lot of you is that you are playing or you pretend to play from a standing position. You're not on your toes. Your first touch should be to receive the ball and move into space. Of course, when you receive the ball and you are still standing and you got someone launched at you, these can happen. So, Dilu, for the future, such an experienced player, just think about these things. I'm very worried. Throwing Westgate. We have the ball. Again, just a long pass. Ball up in the air. Mimi, ball can also be played to feet, especially in these circumstances. But anyway, the ball is just kicked forward, of course. And what makes it worse is that, again, we just dive into tackles. You should have instead, with your partner, hold your position because they're about to break. And this time, he skins you. And we are exposed. And reaction is, oh, well, too bad. The others will just deal with it. And eventually that turns and other players are walking too. It's 1v1. Players are still walking. We got, again, 1, 2, 3, and 4, expecting the rest of the squad to get them out of trouble. So much for sacrifice. Dilu has to deal with it. Fortunately, Wes intercepts it. I think I have highlighted enough issues here. Look at your body language, please. Okay, those 4 players. Yeah, clapping. Yeah, well done. One looking at the ground, the other one saying, what the hell? The other one, well, too bad. Something positive to look at. We've got a throw in. We retain possession. A bit of a square ball, but we still have possession. Well done, Corey. Beats a player. Again, another square ball. I'm not a big friend of this stuff, but still. 1v1. Very good chance. Now, I would like to draw your attention to the following. Again, and we spoke about that on Tuesday night. In this case, think it's Dennis. He's delaying the cross or the pass. He's delaying his delivery. And it is good for one simple reason. And when I talk about things, I believe that I'm being quite consistent with what I'm saying. And again, 1, 2, and 3, this time it's good because we are populating the box. So delaying it and allowing players to attack the box is what we need to do. And in this case, we do that. So this time the cross is needed. There are no real other options except for playing the ball back to Corey, but it would be silly. So this time, well done. Dennis almost scored. This is actually what it's a real pity we did not equalize. We should have, but that's exactly what I meant on Tuesday night. We need more of these. We need players to populate the box. And I've shown you the difference between when we have players in the box and when we don't have players in the box. But well done. Where's he touching his head? And Biscuit calls it. So we are on. We want to play football. Okay. Where is John? John, far too slow. You should be here. We should also have two holding midfielders dropping a little bit and Corey a little bit faster drop into this space. And this is why this turns out to be quite difficult because the players are not there to play out. As you can see, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4 V4. But this is very, very dangerous. Players are not dropping. We don't have numbers. Press, ball is intercepted. Then fortunately, we recover. But watch some of you walking and strolling around the park. This is very interesting. We are about 20 minutes in the second half. Duluth as well wins the ball here. Plays the ball on the ground. Finds Corey. We are well set up for a quick counter. We got Dennis already in place, and so is Grima. In this case, Mimi is acting as a 9. Mimi, you could drop here and provide, sort of our false 9 option so that the ball could be played that way and that way to you. But that's all right. It's all good. We quickly move the ball. I like the fact that Corey tells, come on, let's move it fast. Thank you, Corey. Lindsay receives it. Finds Dennis. Takes the best option. 1v1. Dennis, okay, you get dispossessed. Didn't have your best game, but that's all right. Things happen. I would like to draw your attention to how Lindsay stepped up to provide support to Dennis and then quickly got back behind the ball. Thank you, Lindsay. Ball is played forward by the opposition. Biscuit comes out. Well done. Good move by our central defender. It's all good stuff, boys. Pretty much. They have to go backwards. And our midfielders in this case, which is Corey, Maxi, and Lindsay, are working hard. Grima is dropping. Dennis, you standing, waiting for something to happen. If you were maybe to drop and provide support, it would be so much easier for everyone, but that's all right. And again, Lindsay wins it. And Lindsay again sees the best option and plays the ball to Dennis as he should. Now, we know exactly what's going to be happening now. Our Kevin De Bruyne just whoops her in, pointlessly so, as discussed on Tuesday night. And I'm quite consistent with what I'm showing you, unless I'm delusional. So no players in the box. But better option should have been taken. Considering, Dennis, that was the second time you found yourself in a 1v1 situation, and this player obviously had you under control because it just won the ball off you 10 seconds earlier. So what could you have done? You can see that there's a player there. Stop, considering that we worked so hard to win the ball back for you. Instead, we do that. Ball just played back to Wes. Again, not the best of clearances, Wes. But what I'm worried about is also the following. Quite worried. Look at our defensive shape. We should be now dropping a lot faster. And I know you're getting tired, Jamil, but it's very, very dangerous. You lost your player. And you do as well. You can't see your player. We got away with it, but I just want to show you. Look at this. If the ball is played, and in this case we got Aiden covering, but you got two players pretty much in behind. Very, very dangerous. I know you're tired, but this stuff can result in a goal. So think about it. We've just equalized, so everything is open. We go long with Wes. Well done, Mimi. Holds on to the ball. Releases the ball. Well done. We just kick it forward again. Dilu. Why? And pretty much a back kick. I know we're getting tired, but again, these pointless kicks forward. They control it. We win it back. Danielle, well done. Well intercepted, but now you got to release it earlier. I know the ball is on your left foot, and on your left foot, you got Melvin coming. You delaying it, easily dispossessed. Danielle, you didn't have your best 35 minutes on the park, but that's all right. Next time. Now they quickly counterattack. Danielle, you've been in for a few minutes. Come on, get back. This is what I'm worried about now. We got two players in behind. Dilu, we've spoken about it. We had a chat the other night. You got to tell me, okay? Because this is a liability, in my opinion. Two players in behind. We just equalized. We can't get back. We've been very lucky. Jamil as well. Very lucky here. Then they score 2-1. You know what? They deserved it. And some players who've been on the pitch for only a few minutes are walking. The way we take free kicks has generally improved, but have a look at this one. All right, we're moving it. Now, Mimi, having a shot from here, I mean, really almost 25 meters. You had JP open. We would have had more time and space to take a touch, and then in the development, we could have really placed the ball in the box, or he could have had a shot. So clearly we can improve on that. This is a little bit too much to try and score from that range. And to finish off, a praise for everyone for your fighting spirit at times. We're playing long, and now we fight hard. We keep the ball. We move it. We fight back. We try our best. We fight. Fighting spirit. That's all right. Again, we fight. In the end, we have possession. A lot of mistakes here, but the fighting spirit is there. And this is what we need for the game against Western Suburbs. All in all, I was happy to get away with the draw with this game. A lot of things can be improved, but hopefully we are on the right path. With order and discipline and sacrifice, I believe that we will get it done. Thank you for taking the time to watch this.